Welcome back to The Vocalist. Today we are listening to DragonForce. This is the official video for the song Burning Heart. Here we go. Okay. Oh my goodness, they don't waste any time. Back we go. So, I'll have to, I believe, I don't know if I've heard DragonForce previously. I would have to go back and look through some Patreon hangouts. I have heard Alissa previously. I think it was a different collaboration. Sorry, my mind is racing. Okay, we're going back to the beginning. There's lots to talk about already. Here we go. I know this is just a snippet of what she is capable of, but the thing I like about this initial texture is there's a grit to it that feels like there isn't much false chord engagement. It really sounds so closely aligned to a vocal fry. It's just eerie, in the best way. Like the way this whole thing is just being set up. It's, yeah, I really like the choice they made to have her use that particular harsh vocal sound at the onset of this song. His vocals are interesting. Let me play this again. There's this interesting sort of like punk tonality in his sound. I think a lot of that is just the fact that he has more of what I would consider a tenor timbre. I don't know his range yet, but there is this lighter timbre color to his voice. I was gonna say vocals and voice at the same time. To his voice. Hence I'm using the word tenor. It sounds like it sits pretty far forward, maybe in a little bit of nasality as well. Let me, one more time. I I love that duet there. She adds so much dimension with those harsh vocals, and that paired with what I'm considering a higher range from him, I think it's just a really beautiful color they've created.
Left to die out here alone, defenders of an empty throne. The last command, who is where we make our final stand.
I like the effect they put on his vocals here and how that contrasts with what feels so close to, how do I say this? It just sounds like we're in the room with her, whereas there's this really interesting sort of echoey effect on his vocals. So that contrast is really appealing to me.
With a burning heart, I survive all that dies. With a burning heart, see how the wind will change. If the moment's all we are, in the sky the million stars. With a burning heart, we'll fight another day.
I love the openness in her sound. Let me play that back again. There's just this really beautiful, like, broad warmth quality in her vocals. And sometimes I think when we hear harsh vocals, they sit really deep or they sit really high and forward. And I just feel like there's this gorgeous beauty that she maintains, whether it's in singing or in the harshness. Like, her voice just always has this really lovely quality to it that's so inviting to listen to. There, that very last note. So even though she's singing in this higher mix and there's a thinness that is somewhat required to get into that mix, that final note when she just opens up, we still get that really beautiful, warm, rich tone. Okay, I don't even have to back it up that far because here we're getting like these two different harsh vocal sounds. Initially, when this section started, it seemed like there was a lot of false chord engagement, but then this second sound didn't have quite that same quality. It's just a little higher, almost like the sound is being focused more on the hard palate instead of on the soft palate. And then she switches back to that original sound. Okay, let me get back into this. I mean this with the utmost praise and respect, but this is kind of reminding me a little bit of Rita from the Power Rangers that I watched growing up. And then when you pair that with this insane electric guitar, it's just transporting me into a world where I thought I was going to be a Power Ranger for so many years. Let me see, now I wonder what else if she ever does like a really ominous like cackle or laugh or something that's less legato, even though, yes, we're talking about harsh vocals. Like, the line itself oftentimes is very connected and very legato. And I wonder if there's something that she does that's more separated or like accented. And then this is giving me like that incredible, like, poppy 90s vocal sound. I mean, there's just so much variety in this. When you hear that ascending line from her, there's such incredible skill in the way she maneuvers through her registers. And because there's so much happening musically, it feels like her voice is part of the band. It's part of the ensemble in this. It's not something that's meant to be highlighted. And I mean that in a good way, because I think it's just a really beautiful testament to an artist with a lot of skill who doesn't necessarily need to be at the forefront of a performance or really have that skill magnified. It's just fitting so beautifully in the whole of the composition. Just happened? What a great interlude. At least that's what I'm calling it. I mean, I can't even call it like dueling guitars or even a duet, because the drums were very much involved. The bassist at the beginning of that was very much featured. I mean, I've said it before. I am not a string player in any capacity. But when I see lots of movement, I get excited. I think that takes a lot of skill. And yeah, it just creating a piece where every person is featured And not in the way that's kind of boring, like, okay, I guess we have to feature so-and-so. No, like, everyone just feels like an active participant in the composition as a whole. It's not feature me so that I can show off. It's let's put this feature in here because it's really going to amplify the song. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this whole performance. Also, sorry, I didn't even mention, but like the transitions, when you consider, I feel like we've heard at least 3 very big, distinct sections, and now we're moving into the 4th here, and I just love kind of the arc of the whole piece.
Dark nights, hearts of fire, prisoners of this city. In a world of love, find a way to escape. With a burning heart, I survey your darkest eyes. With a burning heart, see how the wind will change. If the moment's all we are, in the sky the million stars. With a burning heart, we'll find another day.
That was a lot. I have a feeling when I go back to edit this video, I'm just gonna see my face in shock for many, many minutes. I don't know that I have much more to say. I think the composition as a whole was just extreme in the best possible way. But what really struck me was, I guess, the unity of the group as a whole. I feel like every part was essential to the composition. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't about showcasing talents. It was just that talents were used to lift the performance as a whole. And maybe it's just a vibe I was picking up. I don't know, but I don't feel that all the time when I'm watching a performance. So it was just a unique experience for me in that sense. But yeah, so many talented musicians and singers. I'll definitely be hearing more. I don't even know where to go from here. I wanted to pick something recent because I think I have some education ahead of me as far as where the band started, the members of the band, how they may or may not have changed over the years. So I'm happy with this initial impression, but I also look forward to hearing more. So that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching with me, and hopefully I will see you next time.